You know how in manga and anime they've got really smart characters and really stupid characters and they're both going to the same school?
Yeah, I see that kind of thing all the time. At my school. Lucky Star is a 4-panel styled manga that was released in January of 2004 by Kagami Yoshimizu in the magazine Comptique. It was released in America by Bandai. An anime made by Kyoto Animation and directed by Yutaka Yamamoto and Yasuhiro Takemoto was released on April 8, 2007 and ran for 24 episodes. As the manga is still going, the anime has a different ending. Bandai also released the OVA, but they never gave it a dub. The story, if you can call it that, revolves around 4 high school girls in modern-day Japan. There's Kanata, the stereotypical otaku.
Otaku! Otaku? I've never seen one!
Miyuki, the stereotypical moe. Kagami, the stereotypical tsundere.
On the contrary.
Huh?
Let's not jump to conclusions by categorizing Kagami-san as a mere tsundere.
What is she then?
Before we get into that, we must ask ourselves, do we truly grasp the concept of tsundere? See, in this day and age, it's a sad fact that as the term tsundere becomes a part of the mainstream, its true meaning gets lost in the process. First, we must trace its origins. The term tsundere dates back to the year 2002, where it was first used on the internet. It meant a hostile person who becomes affectionate. In other words, it was supposed to describe how a character's personality changed over time.
Yeah, whatever.
These days, however, tsundere is used to describe a character's dual nature. For example, a girl who's cold on the outside but loving on the inside would fit the current definition of the term. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I declare that this is all a huge mistake. We must give the people back the true definition of tsundere. Sound the warning bells. Rise up and be counted, you illiterate masses! Arise!
Right. And Tsukasa, the stereotypical airhead. We start the episode off with Konata kicking everyone's butt in track, but when Tsukasa asks her why she doesn't join any clubs, she replies with,
"'Cause if I got on a team and started playing sports, I'd miss all of my primetime anime shows."
We then get into the highlight of the show, the thing that everyone who has heard about the show from their friends has heard about, the infamous chocolate cornet discussion.
Hey, Tsukasa, which end of a chocolate cornet do you eat first?
Huh? I think I started the head.
Really? So which side of this thing's the head anyway, the fat part or the skinny?
I always thought that this end of it, the thin one, was the head.
Oh, see, I always thought the fatter end was the head.
There's another way to eat it. Tear off the thin end and dip it in the chocolate cream on the fat end. Good idea!
Oh, which end of a chocolate cornet is the head? Is it the fat end or the skinny end?
The fat end?
Wow, guess we agree on that.
They then talk about how they eat various foods.
How about cream puffs? How do you eat them?
Huh? How do I eat a cream puff? That's easy. I split it in half horizontally, then I take the top half and dip it into the cream in the bottom part. What do you do about the ones that have both custard and cream?
When do you eat the strawberry on a strawberry shortcake or a chestnut on top of a Mont Blanc? That's a solid move.
Kagami talks about how kids are being kidnapped and finds out Konata plays erotic games. We find out how moe Miyuki is and how she doesn't like things in her eyes. Kagami has a cold and Miyuki explains the differences between a flu and a cold.
Influenza is a viral illness with many symptoms such as fever and muscle aches. If it's not treated, there's a risk of more serious complications. On the other hand, the symptoms of a cold are sore throat and a runny nose, and the fever doesn't run as high. Those are just a few of the symptoms that differ from the flus.
They visit Kagami and Konata tries to copy her homework. Miyuki visits her and shows how much of a saint she is. They then talk about how hard it is to wake up. We cut to the health exams. They talk about friends and how Konata likes games. We learn how Tsukasa and Konata became friends. Kind of. There's talk about how baseball screws up the broadcast schedule, and we're back to the how you eat foods discussion.
I guess I saved my favorite stuff for the last bite, although with strawberries it depends.
Beef tongue with green onions. You cook both sides?
Beef tongue with green onions? It cooks pretty fast, but I guess if you roast it on both sides, it'll get done quicker.
You can't. The green onions fall off.
But you put the green onions on it after the meat's been cooked.
And we're back to the discussion of Friends, which ends the episode. Oh, I almost forgot. Every episode ends with
Lucky Channel! Hi, Luckies!
the short Lucky Channel segments follow the idol Akira Kogami and her new assistant Minoru Shiraishi, played by the real Minoru Shiraishi in the original Japanese. While she tries to be very cute and silly, Akira is really spoiled, bossy, and mean. Minoru actually appears in the show, but gets called Sebastian a lot. I don't know. I don't see the resemblance.
Well then, Sebastian.
Who?
I would assume all butlers are named Sebastian, no? I guess that's one way of looking at it. Say something amusing, Sebastian.
No way.
Lucky Star is a slice-of-life comedy putting it in the same place as Azumanga Daioh, but replacing the puns with Japanese pop culture. Supporting characters include the girl's teacher, Nanako Kuroi, who really likes MMORPGs, and I kept thinking she was supposed to be American. She also reminds me a lot of Miss Yukari from Azumanga. Yui Narumi, Konata's cousin who is an easygoing cop in a commuter marriage. Sojiro Izumi, Konata's father who is an author and otaku. Yukari Takara, Miyuki's mother who is mistaken for her sister and is very much like her daughter. Halfway through this series, we're introduced to other girls who have been in the opening with the original four since the show started. Yutaka Kobayakawa, Yui's sister and thus Konata's cousin, who now lives with Konata and is sickly but cheerful. Minami Iwasuki, Miyuki's neighbor who is quiet but kind and is ashamed of being so flat-chested. Patricia Martin, a transfer student from America who loves manga and anime and is Konata's co-worker at the cosplay cafe. Hiyori Tamura, a doujin artist in Yutaka's class, who has a bad habit of imagining her friends as a Yuri pairing and has a catchphrase of,
I'm such a pervert. How can I stare at my friends like that? God, I'm such a pervert.
Finally, there's Ayano Minagishi and Misao Kubasakabe, who are in Kagami's class. Misao really loves video games but isn't very good at them, and is a lot like Konata, and Ayano doesn't really do much. The opening is pretty well known, so well known that it's now an internet meme, for its dance sequence and just being really cute. The song is very addictive, and I can see why so many people, myself included, like it. As for the ending, one of the things that makes this show so unique is that it doesn't have one consistent ending. From episodes 1 through 12, the ending theme is the four main girls in a karaoke room singing songs from other shows, most notable being the opening to Dragon Ball Z in episode 5. 13 through 24 are also songs from other shows, plus a few original ones, and all but one are sung by a live-action Minoru Shiraishi, my personal favorite being when he tries to sing the Mikuru Legend of Love song in episode 15. The rest of the music is your normal, basic slice-of-life track. For voice actors, Konata is voiced by Wendy Lee, who is probably best known for playing Faye in Cowboy Bebop and Haruhi in The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Oh, and get this. In Japanese, Konata is voiced by Aya Hirano, who also voiced Haruhi. That's kind of cool. Oh, did I mention she also voiced Alpha 5 in Power Rangers in Space and Lost Galaxy? Kagami is played by Kari Wallengren, who also played Haruko from Fooly Cooly. Tsukasa is played by Michelle Ruff, who voiced Yuki Nagato in Haruhi Suzumiya. She also played Minami in this series. Miyuki is played by Karen Strassman, who also played Kallen in Code Geass. Yutaka is played by Hayden Welch, who is probably best known for playing Starfire in Teen Titans and, on the anime side of things, played Emiri in Haruhi Suzumiya. Patricia is played by Patricia Ja Lee, who is best known for playing Cassie in Power Rangers Turbo in Space, and played Mika in Serial Experiments Lain. Yori is played by Felice Sampler, who also played Mimi in Digimon Adventures. Ayano is played by Peggy O'Neill, who played Susie in Digimon Tamers and Itachi Koma in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Actually, there were a lot of voice actors from Digimon who went on to play Itachi Komas. Misao is played by Laura Jill Miller, who also played Kari from Digimon. What is with all the people from Digimon? And also became a Tachikoma. My gosh, there's still more. Akira is played by Stephanie Shea, who played Mikuru from Haruhi Suzumiya. Okay, there's a lot of Digimon Haruhi Suzumiya people. Minoru is played by Sam Riegel, who I best know for playing Donatello from the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but is also known for playing Kazuki in Comic Party. He also gets major props for playing a character based on a real person. Oh, and did I mention that the real Minoru Shiraishi voiced Seihara from DN Angel? Miss Kurui is played by Kate Higgins, who played C2 in Code Geass, and oh, you're kidding me, she plays Sakura in Naruto! Moving right along, Sojiro is played by Tony Oliver, who wrote a lot of episodes for the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and played Lupin in Lupin the Third. Yukari is played by Bridget Hoffman, who played Jerry from Digimon. And Lane from Serial Experiments Lane. Also, she played Ryoko in Haruhi Suzumiya. Finally, thank goodness, Yui is played by Julie Ann Taylor, who played Mealy in Code Geass. As for animation, Kyoto Animation is probably best known for making The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, no surprise there, and their most recent projects have been The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya Movie and K-On! With 2 exclamation points this time. Basically, the animation is alright, but the animation in the opening, like most anime, is much better. Voice acting wise, it's fine, the same in both languages, but either way, you're going to need help to understand things. In the end, Lucky Star is not for everyone, especially someone who is just getting into anime. I myself am surprised I understood as many otaku references as I did, which was about 85% of them. The show does, however, bring up one life-altering question that is so important, scientists all over the world have been competing to finally answer it. Which end of the chocolate cornet do you think is the head? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, I've always wanted to try this.
Wow, I talked up a storm today. That was the best show ever. Akira-sama? What's wrong?
Happy now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got a lot of lines today, and I think I did a good job.
So, I'm gonna have dinner with one of the producers and the president of the production company.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about your future with the show.
Hold on a second. Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
I don't know if telling you's gonna help. I mean, if I have to tell you, you already don't get it.
Whoa!
You still got that part-time gig at Kokushi, don't you? Yeah?
Yeah, like during the day I do, but it's not like I'm getting rich working there.
And the Korean barbecue?
Well, yeah, I work there too, but wait, no, that doesn't matter. Just stop it. That's all private stuff.
Next episode. Watch it.